Conflux is about to go deflationary as part of a hard fork that will be implemented around September 7th based on the epoch number 79,050,000. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. So in a Twitter post, of course, from Conflux here, we have a short update. We will be experiencing the hard fork version 2.3.0 coming up here very shortly, including CIP, standing for Conflux Improvement Proposals, number 112, 107, 118, 119, and 113. And then a couple days later, on September 9th, around block number 188,900,000, we will see CIP numbers 107, 118, and 119 go into effect. Lots of huge changes here going on, and of course, this will all be built on Rust. So all of the new updates for the nodes and everything will be through Rust. Pretty awesome to see them utilizing Rust. You guys know I'm a fan of that. Obviously, Caspa is also making a move to Rust here as well shortly. But of course, this has been done across different cryptocurrencies to increase efficiency, speeds, and all of that. So let's go ahead and talk about the biggest changes that will be taking place, or the biggest change that will be taking place, which is storage collateral. Yes, you'd be correct in being like, is this similar to Ergo? And yes, it is. Now, this is going to be as part of CIP 107, which will be included in the hard fork that is tomorrow. The simple summary is when a sponsor adds storage collateral for a contract, a proportion of the Conflux tokens will be burned and corresponding amount of storage point will be mint. The storage point cannot be transferred and will not generate storage interest, but it can pay for storage collateral as CFX tokens. Now, the motivation behind this is pretty obvious. You know, we're talking about a burning mechanism to help increase the price of Flux in theory. But as they stated, the primary motivation for this CIP is to implement burning mechanisms that counteract the continuous inflation of CFX tokens, thereby improving the tokenomics of Conflux, aka driving the price up. The storage point system is designed to have a minimal impact on economics. Contract sponsors mainly care about the amount of tokens required to support their business operations, but aren't typically concerned about the refund of storage collaterals. This CIP does not impose any additional cost for the storage collateral, except that a portion of the tokens are permanently converted into storage points. As the storage interest per block is only 0.002 CFX, which is much lower than the base reward, this CIP also has minor influence for miners. So miners will be influenced here a little bit. Of course, it says that it's a minor influence. We'll have to see how it plays out. There's a lot more going into this hard fork, though, that is going to be implemented here shortly, including, like I said, the CIP 112, which is going to fix incorrect encoding and decoding implementation of custom field block headers. And then CIP 113, which is going to make the proof of stake finalization faster by shortening the proof of stake consensus round time and the pivot decision signing wait time. This one's a little bit more important. So we will dig into the details on the GitHub for the proposal. And to give you guys an idea, the motivation behind this is, although the proof of stake finalization is designed as a fail-safe guarantee with longer confirmation time, it's still worthwhile to make the extra proof of stake time comparable with the original proof of work confirmation time. And the products that utilize the proof of stake confirmation, like a high value transaction or an on-chain lightweight client, will benefit from this optimization. Now, specifically, this is what you want to pay attention to, which is the round time is going to be reduced from 60 seconds to 30 seconds. The defer time for validators to wait to sign a proof of stake confirmed pivot block is reduced from 50 epochs epochs to 20 epochs. The rationale behind this is almost all proof of stake proposals and votes can be delivered by all validators within 10 seconds. So in considering the latency, it's safe to reduce the round time to 30 seconds, leaving 15 seconds for both proposals and votes. About the computing overhead, since most CPU memory resources are used for proof of work, doubling the proof of stake overhead is still acceptable. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I think even like between these two CIPs, there's going to be, I think, proponents on both sides as well as people that are opposed to it, but they did get passed, right? So obviously this is something that a majority of the community supports, but there are miners outside of the community that maybe are looking at Conflux and interested in mining it. Does this make you more excited to mine Conflux? Are you thinking about going back to it? Or are you still holding off? And what is the reason for holding off? Now, we have a couple more proposals here. CIP 118. This CIP introduces an internal contract interface to query unused storage points, which is obviously going to be needed because of the changes made in CIP 107 that we discussed earlier, and CIP 119, which introduces the push zero instruction as EIP 3855, which is going to basically introduce a new instruction which pushes the constant value 0 onto the stack. So I haven't dug into this one as much. The biggest changes, of course, from a monetary perspective and from a mining perspective is going to be this CIP 107. So we should be able to expect this coming down the chain here very shortly. The current epoch is at 78,836,438. So we still have some time. It is recommended if you are running a pool or just running a node and solo mining for yourself that you do update to the latest release. And so you'll be all prepared and be able to hopefully seamlessly go ahead and move on over. Hopefully the mining pools are paying attention to this. I do think the answer to that is yes. And the reason why I say the mining pools are prepared for this is what you can see. It looks like Hero Miners is the one that started preparing for it, as well as Nano Pool. I would question as to whether F2 Pool is actually prepared for it. The reason being is you can see the hash rate is dumping off. This is because nodes are getting updated, right? And so I think that right off the bat, Hero Miners, Nano Pool's probably going to be ready. The rest of these pools, I don't trust the F2 pool will be ready, but I could be incorrect. And then Woolly Pool doesn't look like they've made any recent changes. They may be a little bit behind. So pay attention to whatever pool you're mining Conflux on, because you want to make sure that their nodes are up to date. And this will, of course, affect difficulty, as there will be some bouncing around of difficulty adjustments due to the stark decrease in hash rate that will then come back. I presume all of this hash rate will bounce right back. If you're interested in mining Conflux, it has been around for quite some time. T-Rex miner is available, which is what I still utilize on my NVIDIA GPUs. I only utilize NVIDIA GPUs when mining Conflux, and they do need 8 gigabytes of video memory available to them. So you're really looking at 3070 or above on those. And speaking of that, if we use hashrate.no to take a look at the efficiency charts, Conflux is really interesting because the 40 series is extremely efficient on Conflux. So you have the RTX 4090 actually topping the charts at 0.44 mega hash per watt, but it still looks like the 3070s are pretty much king for like price to performance, coming in third there at 0.41 mega hash per watt. All of these still running, I believe, even T-Rex miner. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4090 and see if they listed the miner. No, they didn't list the miner that they utilize, but I presume it would be that. Conflux has been interesting for quite some time, primarily because it is Chinese based primarily, and there has been a lot of contention surrounding cryptocurrency in China, but this is one that has been approved approved over there. The other thing that makes it interesting is it is fully EVM compatible. You can check out my WTF is. This project's been around for a long time, but has continued to make impressive moves forward. And it is one that still stays at the top of my list for one of those to pay attention to, especially during the bear market, to stack up a little bit. So I'm actually back on it with my RTX 3070s right now as we speak. And if you're curious on what the rest of my farm is on, you can check out sonofatech.locals.com. Becoming a supporter over there will gain you access to my daily moves for my mining farms and purchases and sales and trades and all of that. And if you would like a free month of it, you can check out sonofatech.com and purchase my course over there for cryptocurrency mining. Thanks everybody for watching. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, and notification bells down below. And I will see you next Tuesday.